Hi, here we are going to see today about the password file and shadow file. Okay, the shadow file and password file difference, and while I am telling that we are going to see about the password file and shadow file, you think that the shadow file is some file that will hide something, and yeah, it's the right, and the password file will contain the password informations. No, it's totally wrong, and it's quite different from that. So we are going to discuss about that now. Okay, let me tell you. Okay, and the password file, the password file contains all of the users information, and the shadow file contains all of the users password information and aging policy. Okay, the password file consists of the users information. Okay, such as the password file have the sections with user and user, which user is that one, and password field, and the field will be there, but it will not be active. The password will be stored on the shadow file, and that is and group ID and user ID and gcos field and the home directory of the user, and which shell has been used for the user. Okay, now I'm going to show and describe about that. This is the password file vi etc. We want to navigate to the edit the file etc password. Okay, inside that you can see the user student. I have created the student user, and there will be root. Always the root user will be have the group ID and the user ID uid 0. Okay, the group ID and uid user ID will be 0 for the root user. Okay, each and every Linux machines have the same. And the student user I have created, the student user have the ports of 1 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. There are 7 sections in the password file. Okay, so here I have copied, and we can explain about the each and every field. Here you can see the student is the user. Okay, student is the user. Next, in the x, there is one of the x. What is the x? After the student there will be one semicolon, so there the before the semicolon, that is one of the section, and there itself it finished. The student is the user, and the x field is the password field. Okay, password field. The password field will not be saved under here because of the privacy issue. The password file will be stored under shadow file. There is a file called shadow file. Next we are going to see about that. Okay, first we can discuss about this. So the second part is password file. Okay, the password section, the password will be stored under shadow file. It will not under the password file. And this one is the user ID. User ID is the student user have one of the ID. Okay, that ID is called user ID. And the next section is, this is uid, and next section is gid, that is group ID. In the Linux, every user while you are creating a user, it will automatically create a group ID and user ID. Okay, this one is group ID, and the next section is this section is the gcos field. The gcos field means gcos field. Okay, gcos field means something information, just student user, this is the student user, that like a simple information, and this is the home directory of the user. Okay, and the next last seventh section is the shell, which shell it's using, the user using, shells which used by user. Okay, these are the 7 sections where they are in password file. Okay, if you are editing the file etc password file, you can see the sections. The bin was there, that's a user bin name, there is a user called bin, and after that it is the password field of the user, and the password won't save here, it will save under the shadow files, a separate file. Okay, and this is the user ID, that is UID, and the GID is this group ID, and this is the gcos field, just a information. Okay, and next one is the same, and next one is the which shell using. Okay, the user is which shell is using, that's it. And you can see the gcos information here for one of the account. See, a special user account to be used by O profile, this is the gcos information. Okay, okay, now we are going to see the next, we are going to see about the shadow file. The shadow file will be located in vi etc shadow. Okay, the shadow file, in the section of the password file, there was one X. Okay, the X was the password section, and for the user student, the password won't save here, but it will save under the shadow file. Okay, that will be saved under vi etc shadow file. Okay, the shadow file also consists of many sections. Those sections we can see here. Let me take for the student user. Okay, already we have seen the password file for student, so I'm taking the same as student. Here, paste it. So here we can see the student. Okay, there is first the student will be mentioned for the user, as same as the password file we have seen. This is the shadow file. The password of the user will be stored in separate file called shadow file. Okay, the user, this is the user, and here you can see from the hash 6 hash $$6. Okay, from that to till this semicolon, till here the semicolon, there is the password has been encrypted. The password I have used for root student is just student. The password of student user I have set here is student, but the student password has been encrypted in this format. This is the where student has been encrypted and stored under etc shadow file. Okay, the student's user password has been encrypted and stored here. Okay, in shadow file. So there are the many sections, we can see one by one. The student is the username. Okay, this is the encrypted password field, and next one is 15992. Okay, that is the last password change date. Okay, last password change date, and next 0 is the minimum password change date. Minimum, if you want to change the password within how much day, like that. Okay, that is 0, so we don't want to change the password, that's the If so, we don't want to change the password, that option mentioned as 0. Okay, and the maximum number of the password to change. Okay, in this day, how much day? 99,999 days the password want to be changed. In the 99,000 days we are not going to use the same operating system, so up to that day the password can be same. And next one is 7, that one is warning. The password going to expire in after 7 days, so that will show the warning today. By today it will show the password going to expire in 7 days, the password going to be expired in 7 days, like that the warning will be displayed. So what that mentioned here. Okay, next, after that semicolon there is one empty space. You can see the empty space, the cursor is there. Okay, that space is password inactive period. So here we are not going to inactive period, use the inactive, so it's not mentioned there. If the value is there, the password was inactive, it means the password is not working and the account has been disabled, so there will be some value. Okay, the account expiry date, next the field is account expiry date. I am here also, no, we are not going to we are not expired till the account is not expired, so the account was not mentioned there, the value was not mentioned there. If some value is mentioned there, the account will be expired in certain days. Okay, this all will be under the file vim etc shadow, as you can see here. Okay, if I used to add some user, here's the student user. Now I am going to add one of the user, we can see here. Okay, user add, just add Babin. Okay, and if you see the file vim etc password, the user information will be stored here, Babin, and his password was will be stored. If I create the password, yet now I have not created the password, so it will not store under the shadow file. And if the password was I generate my password Babin for the user password, it will be stored under the vim etc shadow. And this one is user ID, and this one is group ID, and this one is gcos field. Okay, I will show how to add the gcos field. And home, this is the home directory where my home will be located. And this one is the shell which I am currently using. Okay, and let me show the file, password file also. Now I have not created the password, so the password was not there. You can see here the exclamation was there. Okay, Babin, the exclamation means 2 exclamation means, yet now I have not created any passwords. Okay, so now I am going to put the password for my account, password Babin. Password is just password. Okay, okay, let me see now in shadow file. You can see a long encrypted format. Here you see the password, the name password already I have set for the root, and the name, then the letters was quite different. Okay, last the letter was z slash, and here also it's different. Okay, the password name is same, but that was totally different. The encrypted word password has been converted into this bit of letters. Okay, you see now, and here you can see the informations about how long back I have created the password, user password, and all the information as I described before. Okay, now I am going to set the gcos field and show you how the gcos field will be displayed there. So now I have added the user Babin, and you can see there is no gcos field, there is just semicolon, there is a space. Okay, so now I am going to add the gcos. Okay, for you adding a gcos manually, user mode minus c, then my message, this account is Bobin's account. Okay, user mode, what happened? There is something wrong. Oh sorry, I have not mentioned my username for which user I am going to use. Okay, user mode minus c and the information, gcos information which you want to add and for which user, and press enter. Okay, if I am going to see the file password for the user, here you can see the gcos information has been added in the particular location. Okay, that's it for adding the gcos information. So by these steps we can install the gcos, and we can see one little more something informations. Aging policies I already told you in the shadow file. Okay, vim etc shadow file, that's the aging policy I have told the password when created and when want to be, how long it will want to be, and how long it want to be, and expiry and account expiry something. Okay, so we are going to see about that detail. For to see the information for about age of a user, okay, chh, the command chh minus l bobbin, this will display the information. The password expires, never, the password never going to expire. The password inactive, never. Account expire, no, it's not going to expire. Maximum number of days between password change, 0. Okay, maximum number of days between password, minimum number before one, and maximum number of days between password change, how long the password will be there, and the warning day. Okay, and last password changed, just now I created and the day was shown here. Okay, now if I want to change the change the password next 5 days, if I want to change the password in next 5 days, okay, I can use chh minus m5 and bobbin. This will show in next 5 days I want to change my password. Okay, and if you want to see the password last changed, I have last changed, there is minus change minus d, and the date was 17 no, first 0, not 0, 10 17. Now you can see. Okay, the password expires, so the date was not changed, and will how long this account want to be, the password want to be there. So in next 30 days I want to remove the password, the password want to be expired for my account. So let me check, in 30 days maximum number of days between password change, this password will be expire in 30 days. Okay, and the warning, to set the warning, chh minus w how much days, 1 day, and bobbin, and you can see here in 1 day before changing the password, if it's going to expire in 30 days it will show the error before 1 day. Okay, then if I want to chh deactive inactive my account. For within 10 days the account want to be inactive, it will show here how in on. Now the date was sorry, password expires. Yeah, password expire will be on November 16, and password inactive, the password inactive active, it will not be active after November 26. Okay, then we can see calculate the day, how this will give the account password creation date. Okay, the date, we can see that here I have shown in the shadow file, there is one of the number 1915995. okay, copy it, and here date minus d semicolon minus this much day and press enter. It will show the when the account was created. From 1970 this much day have crossed. Okay, this account was created today. So from 1970 15,995 days has been completed when this password has been created. If you want to find when this password has been created, you want to find like this. Okay, as the same we have seen here the password file and shadow file. There is a file vim etc group. This file consists of the group informations. This is not a very important one, but let we know about it. This is the group information, and the group information's password will be under gshadow file. But the passwords for the groups there are no passwords, so it's not a important one. Let me finish this tutorial. This is the managing user account topic, one of the topic, and just practice, you can learn about this little bit. You can get the idea from this tutorial, I think so. We can meet in next tutorial soon. Bye, take care.